guys, we're back after taking a break, and apparently Caleb is a dumb and sorely underestimated the horribleness of this story. So we called in backup. Say hi, backup.
This is
Hello.
our friend Law, who has been so supportive for all of our episodes, and I'm so glad that we've got her with us today because it was very hard.
Yes, it was. So, I'm sorry for the sudden insertion of a third person, but hey, we're reading bad fan fiction, so that kind of makes sense.
We're sorry, but deal with it.
Because, like, seriously, we need more people to help read this, because this story is just awful.
Too much of a burden for two people to do alone.
Might be too much of a burden for 3 people to do. But
Well, we'll find out.
It's my first time. Be gentle.
oh, you're in the wrong place for that, my friend. All right, Hushcho, if you want to start. In case people are confused by the break, because I don't know how I'm ordering the videos yet, the last line I read was, I started to know within inside myself that Link was the one I wanted to be with, even more so on the night when I shared myself with him. And then we're going to continue from there.
Yes, I'm going to plumb my chest for my maiden's heart, and it will unfurl in the night sky, and anyway.
Which would be a much better story than this.
All right, picking back up with I can't think of an adjective for it. Anyway, picking back up with my inner life. Trying to be nice, but yeah.
I don't think we should be.
Yeah. It was a warm spring night, and night had just arrived, which is yet again another redundant statement. I swear, this is the story of the most redundant statements. Link
we have to
and
pad
I,
out word count somehow.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, this didn't get to like 94 pages by, sticking to what we needed. Link and I were sharing the quiet sounds of the night together. I had been seeing Link for little more than a month, so we just decided to gloss over the spring festival that you came.
That was really important, as well as building an actual relationship with the character you're supposed to eventually marry and have 4 kids with.
Also, we just seemed to forget about Zelda and
yeah,
her
they're not important because she's not concubine anymore, I guess. Which is a
I
joke
guess.
because she was never actually a concubine. Just to fill Lori in.
Yeah, we invented stuff to make it more interesting than it actually was. So. The spring festival had come and gone, and the warm weather was finally returning. All signs of winter were almost gone, and my time in Hyrule was about to end for this year. In 2 weeks I would be leaving for the city of Tarvera. Knowing this made me sad to go, since I did not want to leave Link. Am I continuing? Oh,
No, it's Lori's turn.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Go for it,
It's
Laura.
okay.
Oh no! I had finally found someone that I truly loved, and I would have to leave him behind when it was time to leave. Duh. Even Link was. There is a lot of redundancy in this. At least it's not written in leet speak, which is good, I guess. Even Link was not happy after I told him I would be leaving soon. When I told him, his face went from happy to a depressed one. He wanted to be with me, and he wanted me to stay in Hyrule with him, but I was going to spend every last minute I had left with him enjoying it. We had remained quiet for some time. Then it was Link who broke the silence. Jenna, it has been a wonderful almost 2 months with you. Wow. What a way with words there, Link. I watched him as he stuttered to find his words.
He doesn't
seem
speak
like
a
he
lot.
was stuttering. Even as short as it was, I really enjoy the time I spent with you. I wish you did not have to leave. I do not think I will ever find another quite like you, Link said as a look of sadness appeared in his eyes. At those words, I began to cry. I never felt this way before, like the way he makes me feel when I'm with him.
Bravo! That was great. You brought more to that than it ever deserved. You are a natural. Seriously.
Yay. Waves flags and
Well
throws
done.
flowers and stuff. He gently took his hand and wiped away my tears. Then he put his hand underneath my chin. Sorry, that was supposed to be fake crying. It didn't really sound like that. Then he put his hand underneath my chin and slowly started to lift my head up until our eyes met. With his hand, he drew my face closer to his, gently placed his lips on mine, and kissed me softly. At that moment, I took the opportunity to deepen the kiss. As our tongues met, I started to feel his hands caressing my body. As he suddenly caressed my body, I let out, "Dang it, Hawk."
I read a line ahead and I'm trying not to laugh my head off.
Let's see, where was I? Deep in the kiss, as our tongues met, I started to feel hands caressing my body. As he gently caressed my body, I let out small moans into his mouth. That I'm dying! You're suffocating me! Stop! Stop! Then he moved his lips to my neck, placing sweet nibbles on it as his hands trickled up my back to the clasp of my dress. There's a clasp in your dress? You mean you can't just pull your dress over your head and be done with it? Why is there a clasp there?
You know, got to have some degree of challenge. I mean, Link is used to, you know, fighting Octoroks and adventuring and things like that. If there weren't some sort of clasp or something, he wouldn't be impressed at all.
Little by little did he slowly start to remove my... Are we done?
I think so.
Yes.
Little by little, he slowly started to remove my dress, and I felt my body quivering under his gentle caressing of his broad hands. It's Link. I don't think he has broad hands. As he pulled the dress down off my legs.
Off my legs?
I think you mean off your body, but okay.
Why would he pull it down? Why wouldn't he lift it up?
I don't know. Why does the dress have clasps?
That I don't find so unbelievable, but like, why would anybody pull their dress down instead of pulling it up if they could pull it up? I don't know, maybe I've just been wearing the wrong kind of dresses.
Off my legs and tossed it aside. Slowly he moved back to my lips and kissed me forcefully. His tongue began probing my mouth. My tongue slowly met his, causing it to intertwine with his. Wait, whatever. Tasting the sweetness of him. Then we broke off the kiss, and I looked into his dark blue eyes as I reached up to remove the belt from around his waist. Wait, I thought you guys were standing. I'm confused.
I don't even know what they're doing. Any idea, Law?
No?
I'm not really certain what's being done here. I'm
I
not
think
sure
we're
who's
supposed to be
doing
It's a
having
little
sex.
awkward.
What?
Sorry.
It seems a little awkward.
Yeah, slightly.
Apparently she's a midget, I think, so.
I mean, I'm still marveling at the odd decision to unclasp her dress and then pull it over her legs instead of just lifting it off of her. I don't know. Anyway, seemed like it would be easier just to lift it up, but one never knows.
Mm.
It's me again, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. I feared so. Slowly I pulled off his belt, letting it fall to the ground, which must be great because he keeps a lot of things in his belt, so I'm sure that they're shattered now.
Mm-hmm.
Then I slipped my hands under his tunic and swiftly removed it. Apparently you pulled it over his legs, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
As his lips went to my breasts. As his lips and tongue teased the nipples of my breasts, which is yet again redundant.
Yes.
I felt new feelings swarm through my body. My back arched and groans of pure pleasure escaped past my lips. Never had I felt such feelings before. Never had
You've
my
never
body.
been in love or pleasured yourself?
I guess not.
Maybe she just wasn't good at it.
Link is a master at this, despite the fact that he doesn't really seem like the type to really...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type who would really do much. You know, like, it's not like he wouldn't be good at it, but it would just be sort of like, it would have that kind of innocent, earnest quality to it, you know, like, I haven't done this much, but I really care. Or in Link speak, it would be like, oh, 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 ah. Then Link slowly moved his lips down my body till he reached my navel. When he kissed it, a giggle passed my lips. Then he looked up, and we looked into each other's eyes as I reached up.
Again.
Maybe he was doing that thing where he puts, you know, how you put your lips on their stomach and just go.
That would make this so much more interesting. That would, you know, that seems like something Link would do too. And he wouldn't even think about it, you know, he would... Let's see, Then he looked up and we looked into each other's eyes, yes, as I reached up to his chest and placed my hands on the lace that held the collar together of his white undershirt. His body started quivering as my hands worked across his chest, which may be problematic, so, while I removed his white undergarments. Then I yanked it. Then I yanked it off. What did you yank off exactly?
The tights? The boots? What?
She yanked it off, exposing his beautiful heavenly naked body.
Minus one part.
One part, we don't know which one. But,
Well, you don't need this anymore. I can use it to take care of myself. You can go away now.
A body of pure heaven.
I'm sure he is.
Which is also redundant because you've already said heavenly naked body. So, as we have adequately covered up to now, this author loves redundant statements.
And padding.
Oh my god, I get this paragraph.
Good luck!
Yeah, here's hoping that nobody in the other room can hear me. Like, what the heck are you doing in there?
I'm reading bad fanfiction, Mom!
Yeah, I'm gonna read on the internet. Reading porn out loud.
I'm a celebrity now!
Yay!
You should bow down before me! Kiss my feet, I haven't fired you yet!
Okay, here we go.
Rapid fire, go!
Our lips met again as he gently pushed me down onto his bed, climbing on top of me. I began to feel his heart beating in his chest I hope it's in his chest, as his lips moved back to
He's a tyrant! Attack him!
I hope these things are where they're supposed to be, because, I mean, she doesn't have to say that they're on her breast. They should be there, and if they're not, then she's some kind of mutant, clearly. Soft moans of pleasure passed my lips as he nibbled gently on my nipples, causing them to erect. As he teased my nipples with his lips and tongue, I felt his handiwork its way down my body. First to my thighs, then between my legs. Ooh. Then I don't read this kind of stuff out loud.
Well, if you need either of us to, we can take over. That's why there are three of us here, so that if any of us doesn't.
If anytime you need to quit, tag the other person in.
That's right. I'm totally okay taking over
Since
for
it's my
anyone.
turn next, I would be happy to take over.
There you go.
I'll see if I can do this.
I'm a man! Punch!
Let's see. Where is it? He gently brushed his hand across the lips of my mound, and I groaned to tell him to continue. She's paying. Slowly, his fingers probed around the inside of my flower, sending strange new pleasurable feelings coursing through my body. Cursing. God,
Wow,
beep,
those are
beep,
some mighty
beep,
swear words.
Beep, 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 beep.
Bleep, bleep,
What the
bleep.
hell are you doing, you motherfuckers?
Oh, and Hagrid, you great.
Great.
Well, I moaned louder as his fingers caressed the inside of my mound, moving in a slow up and down motion. Then his fingers brushed against my clit, and I screamed out in a pulse of pure ecstasy. Oops, wait. Was that? Nope, that was right. I screamed out as a pulse of pure ecstasy raced through me. She keeps using the wrong through.
Yes.
Threw me off.
She has several there's like through,
Yeah.
and she mixes up then and then, which I went off about yesterday.
And cursing.
And,
Shouldn't it be like
Coursing. Yeah.
forcing, not
Yeah,
cursing?
cursing. Definitely
I
not
curse
cursing.
you, demons!
I moaned louder as his. But I did it. I grabbed his hand and pulled it closer, telling him that I wanted more. More! Taking the hit, he teased me as his hand brushed across my clit for a few strokes. My body shuddered under his touch as my soft moans turned into cries of pleasure and pure ecstasy. Ugh. Doesn't seem like just.
That sounds like pleasure and ecstasy.
As Link's fingers
Ugh.
teased and caressed my mouth, his fingers moved down until they brushed over the entrance. Where were they before? Weren't they? How many entrances does she have? Because it sounds like that he was already doing that. Okay.
One for casual, one for best.
Yeah, I guess. He was for both entrances, I guess. Slowly, Link inserted a finger, slipping into the wetness, probing the inside, causing animal-like cries to pass my lips.
Ah! 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 Mew!
Moo.
Oh.
Then I arched my back and screamed in pure ecstasy. She likes her ecstasy there. As she began to thrust his broad fingers deep inside my hot wetness. His fingers aren't broad unless, like, the polygons are... You know, like some of those games, you know, they get the big blocky hands,
Yeah.
that have squares for fingers. That's what I'm picturing now, the clunky
I
polygon.
don't think that would be very comfortable down there.
New feelings.
Imagine like the figures from like Final Fantasy VII having sex.
Yeah.
Just like floating polygonal hands.
Yeah. New feelings flooded through my body, yet another wrong through, rushing to my head like a sugar high, as his fingers pushed their way in and out of my sleek, beautiful body. So what, is he probing through your belly button now? It's like, how many entrances is this guy using?
5 million.
Maybe we got into fisting at the same time, but since she was
Oh.
so fixated on redundant statements of other things, we just missed the transition.
How many hands does he have, too? He's like multitasking here. With each thrust, my legs shuddered, sending momentary shocks to my lower organs.
I think that would be painful.
Yeah, what, does she have, like, lightning bolts hitting her liver or something? my spleen,
I needed that bladder.
my appendix. Oh no.
I don't know what that one is, but I need that too.
Yeah, my pancreas.
I'm having flashback to cupcakes. Because they have a sequence where Pinkie Pie is ripping out Rainbow Dash's organs, and she's just making like these really bad jokes of each organ as she rips them out. And I just have like a giant no me gusta, like just sitting there on the video, and I'm just like, this is so not funny. These puns are horrible.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin My Little Pony for anyone. My bad.
Then I arched my back, my body screaming in ecstasy as his movements became faster. I reached up and dug my nails into his muscular back as the eternal bliss raced through my every vein.
Wait, I thought you were fingering her.
Yeah, he's
So
just
how-
using his little blocky hands. He's not really doing anything. If she gets this excited over that, then man, she's gonna really
Blocky hands.
explode. Her
You
lower.
know what? I am so glad that we got 3 people for this. Because it's so much fun this way.
Yeah, just think if her lower organs are shocked by his fingers, they're gonna explode.
He's actually Thor. Who would have guessed?
Run away.
I have no idea where we are now.
I began feeling jolts of pure hot passion.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought we were still reading her line, but I guess not.
No, she finished every vein, and
Oh,
now
okay,
now
I
it's
missed
your
that.
turn to talk more about her lower organs. And meanwhile, I'm envisioning this in like Nintendo 64 Ocarina of Time graphics. So I see blocky little hands.
I began feeling jolts of pure hot passion surging through my lower organs. Again, you got electrocuted, so I don't think that feels good. Through my bones as I felt myself starting to climax. My back arced again, and I grunted in cat-like noises.
Like that wonderful sound when cats make when they're in heat or when they're mating.
Cat-like sounds as he began to thrust his fingers deeper, upping the movement. Once you hit climax, that's only pleasurable for a short amount of time. Any more stimulation after that fact actually hurts.
Yeah, that's the same with dicks too.
Yeah, it just becomes annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's over. Get the hell out of here.
I've got a guy you might like. His name's Harry Potter, and he's from.
My hands felt his back become sweaty as I dug my nails in deeper. You probably are making him bleed, so that's not sweat.
He's not really doing anything more than you. I mean, if he gets all sweaty and nasty just using his fingers, ew.
I dug my nails in deeper, then my slender body twisted as I came to full climax.
Twisted?
I guess she needs a tetanus shot.
I don't know. Was it twisted? It twisted?
Animation error.
Get down.
And I screamed in ecstasy as my warm juices gushed down his hand.
My goodness.
I don't know about every woman on the planet, but I find that unless you orgasm more than once, you don't really leak a whole lot.
Maybe she peed on him. Is this warm?
Ugh. 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 Okay. Just had to get that out.
I find that too objectionable, but like it would be nice to have some sort of idea of what's going on here.
Yeah. I mean, not to say anything wrong against people who like that kind of thing, just not me. Uh, Falling back panting, I looked into his eternal blue eyes. I want to make love to you, I whispered to him as he ate my body with a hungry stare.
Oh.
I don't think you want that to happen. That sounds a lot like Cupcake.
This is kind of disturbing, and I want to make love to you. Well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, you
What?
kind of
What?
need a timeout for about 30 minutes.
What does she think just happened?
Well, I guess she thinks they need to actually have penor in vagina, but
And when you said that, my dog just looked at me. That's scary.
hi puppy.
She's like, "What?"
I've wanted to make love to you from the first day I met you, Link said as his hungry lips returned to my beautiful neck. I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
no
Maybe he's a
other
vampire.
no
I
other real
want to suck your
descriptive for her.
blood.
It's like beautiful, a beautiful body, my beautiful neck, my beautiful arms, my beautiful tits. I swear. Do you mind if I take the next two since the first one's so
If you want.
long?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was gonna say that.
All right.
Stop reading my mind.
Well, I was thinking about taking it, but then I'm like, well, I don't know how everybody wants to do shorter lines like that.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind.
So
I
I
mean, if
should
you don't
read that
mind,
again?
did you want to do that? Or did you want? I.
It doesn't really matter to me.
I'll just do the next two.
Okay.
First one's kind of short. Then I bucked my head back, and cat-like sounds escaped past wrong crap.
Again with the cat noises. You are not a cat.
She's having some kind of seizure, I think.
Yeah, if I was doing this with someone and they started to make noises like a cat fucking, I would be very concerned. I would be like, are you okay? Do we need to stop? Like, it's okay, like, safe word and everything. Maybe that's her safe word. She just didn't establish it very well. As he pressed his hot body down against mine, as I ran my nails down his sweaty back.
That probably hurts like fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might be into that, but we haven't established it. If Link likes this kind of thing.
Yeah, it is kind of one of those things that can be very painful and really get some people way out of the mood. As I ran my nails down his sweaty back, and I felt our hearts starting to beat faster as our bodies
How can you feel his heart?
This is also
Are
a
you
very
deep?
poorly phrased sentence. It's like a long phrase that never really finds a predicate. As our bodies became hungry for each other, and that is really distressing too. Suddenly, strange new feelings begun to surge through me as our passions ignited. Then, as he penetrated deep inside my sweaty body,
Ew.
the feeling rushed through me like a
That
raging
doesn't
river.
sound really romantic, guys. I think you should rewrite that sentence.
Yeah, there are other ways to say it that are more appealing to the senses, I suppose, and also, what is with these rivers and I don't know. Anyway, the feeling of feeling like a woman. Never had I felt this way before. So
So you've never felt like a girl before. That's some interesting knowledge. I wasn't aware that you were a kind of transgender kind of person.
Yeah,
Well, you're supposed to become a woman when you first have your time of the month for the first time, so maybe she's a little younger than she said she is.
maybe all this time stuff has really been messing up with people's bodies.
Yeah,
I
better put up
guess.
one of those warnings. Sound the alarm.
Ah,
We,
the air
we,
horn.
we would, but it's so vague and confusing.
And she's
We don't
already
even
said that
know if
she's
it is or
what?
not.
We figure
We don't know if
22?
they're we don't know if they're coming or going. Literally, figuratively, as a euphemism. That's terrible. Um, I felt my body beginning to surge with strange new feelings as I let my virginity slip away. As we made love, I whispered in his ear that he made me feel like a woman, and to my surprise, he said I made him feel like a man. Why did that
No.
surprise you?
Well, she should have been surprised if he said it made him feel like a woman too.
What does it? I don't understand how having sex makes you feel like one or the other. I don't get the concept. You make my brain hurt, author.
Maybe it's just as simple as, oh, I'm using my dick so I feel like a man. So
I'm a man because I have a dick. I'm a woman because I have a vagina.
we are employing this at the moment, which acknowledges our gender.
Or at least the gender we were assigned when this stupid author made this stupid fanfic.
Um, let's see.
We have talked a lot about gender in the last 2 days.
We really have, but I think that's because of the I think that's because of the clumsy phrasing here. We made love long into the night. Well, it's already long into the night from what you said. I mean, the feast obviously took a while, and then there was dancing, and oh wait, no, I'm conflating the two
Yes,
because
it's been
this
a
isn't
month
very well
now.
written.
It's been a month now, so
It's
It's because it takes a month to read the story.
about it, I mean, we're not even close to, like, in the middle of the story. We still have miles to go.
and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
These boots were made for walking all over you.
I like that poem. The woods are lovely, dark and deep.
Yes. We're mixing we're mixing boots and boots and frost. Boots and frost.
Have you ever heard Crispin Glover's version of these boots?
I haven't. No,
Oh my god, you have to hear it. It's like the completely insane version. Like, oh, ouch! I just banged my head.
Oh.
You have to hear it. I'll Skype it to you guys later.
Okay.
Awesome. Will do. I love that song. Of course, I love Nancy Sinatra. I forgot where I was. I was feeling like a woman though.
I let my virginity
yes,
slip away.
yes. We made
love
love
long into the night.
Right. We made love long into the night. For filing each other. Filing? There was clerical work involved
She
here.
had really long nails, so she had to file them.
Or
Either
they're
that or they
filing
had
it
to-
in a filing cabinet.
Yeah, I was thinking of like submitting forms and having a.
If you want to have sex with me, you've got to have the proper documents.
Please sign here on the line.
That you will be responsible for any child you are stupid enough to give me.
Well, if people did that, there would be a lot less stupidity in the world.
I would like to think.
Yes, Laura, you weren't here yesterday, but like this character Jenna, within 5 minutes of meeting Link, was thinking about what kind of children he would give her, and we were both like, "What?"
And as I said, sometimes I see an attractive guy or a guy I like, and I'm like, I wonder what it would be like if me and him got together and have kids. But that's a little different in comparison to that guy I have to sleep with because he's going to give me the best kids. And that's the only reason I'm going to sleep with him.
He will give me strong children. We must procreate at this moment. I keep losing my place. For filing each other's hot desires and fantasies. And then I thought to myself, And I thought to myself that this was one thing I did not want to miss. What? What?
Huh?
How would you miss
She
it?
she didn't want to miss out on the
I guess the paperwork
filing.
gets her really hot in the morning.
I guess she really has a passion for clerical work. Didn't want to miss out on the filing, as you said. I don't know what else it could be. Like, what else would she miss out on? How can you miss out if you're fucking? Like, if that's what you're talking about, it's kind of hard to miss out when you've got a dick in you. I hate to say it like that, but I mean,
That's true. I
what were
don't
you?
think I
What were
would.
you?
I could miss that if somebody's dick was in me, but
Like, how exactly? What were you going to miss here?
well, I guess I'll wash dishes. Oh, I didn't know you were busy doing that. Well, I guess I'll just lay back down then.
Like,
Let
what
me
is
know
this? A
when you're
hot dog in a
done.
hallway? You said you were a virgin. I don't know.
I'm not even sure what we're commenting on anymore.
I just don't get this one thing I did not want to miss. Why would you ever use that expression when you're talking about screwing someone?
I guess because it's supposed to be that first time is so romantic, you don't want to forget it. Because of course you
You said
don't
you
want
didn't
to
want
miss
to
your
miss
first time having sex.
You don't want to miss it.
Well, she's leaving in 2 weeks. Maybe she doesn't want to miss it in that way.
Oh, well, I
Perhaps,
guess
but
that
this
does
is
make
really
sense.
bad phrasing.
Yeah, very, very bad phrase. I wanted to drink in every part of him. I don't even want to comment on that. And after it was over, I
He was
could
a
not
swirly.
wait. I could not wait to feel him again.
Dang.
Apparently, I have really quick recovery time, so I'm ready to go whenever you.
Yeah. The next few days were depressing. Us knowing that I was leaving in less than 2 weeks made us depressed. The
You
nights were
said
spent
that.
mostly quiet, except for the occasional sigh.
And the
Because you guys
individual.
can't do anything else other than,
Yeah.
I don't know, like have sex and talk with each other and maybe make arrangements for him to travel with you or something? Are you just casual fuck buddies? I thought you guys were falling in love.
And
Yeah.
Link is just an adventurer. He doesn't actually have a profession. At least not in the Ocarina of Time universe. He's just an adventurer. He could easily go with her.
I was beginning to think that I'd never be this happy again, but we're depressed. But we're this happy.
Yes.
Link made me feel special. He made me feel like a woman.
You
A women.
already
women.
established
I
this.
thought the other thing made, and he was my first. Do I really have to leave? I asked myself, but then I remembered that the places I travel to every year were counting on me, so I had to go, love or not.
And also, that's how you make your living.
Even though she's supposed to be a member of the royal family and
Yes. Like a sister. And a daughter.
who lives in a wagon and cooks her own supper.
Despite the king even calling her a daughter.
Yes.
It was the day before I was leaving. I was at the marketplace for the last time for the year. I was at my stand selling what I had left when I saw Link enter the market and headed for where I was. As I watched him, I wondered if this was going to be the last time I was ever going to see him. Just have him go with you.
Also,
It's
why
fine.
why would you even think that would be the last time you were ever going to see him?
You
I
can
mean,
come
yeah,
back
you're
even next year. You come every year.
Well, that, and even if it was the last time you were at the marketplace, surely she was going to say her farewells to the king and Zelda, and Link's not just going to fuck off and disappear.
Actually, according to the
serious.
story, he probably would. Uh, I ever see him again. I began to cry when he approached me because that makes sense.
Oh no, it's him again. Oh, it's you.
Oh, hot elf dick, oh my god.
Despite looking like elves, they are technically human. Taking his hand,
No.
he gently wiped away my tears and told me not to cry. He looked deeply into my brown eyes and told me he had something to tell me. Then he got down on one knee and produced a small gold box. He opened it to reveal a gold diamond ring inside. With a loud gasp, I clopped.
Clopped?
She's
I
a pony.
Oh no.
This turned into a My Little Pony fic.
Ooh, clopfic. Okay. I clapped my hands over my mouth. Then he took my hand in his. "Will you marry me?" he asked with hope in his eyes, and I started to cry again because I didn't want this kind of life with him.
I just wanted that sweet Hylian dick. What is with that conspicuous silence? Don't do that to me.
Well, I don't know what to say after that. Sometimes I don't have jokes to say.
Need to insert a cricket sound there.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
She'll
I haven't
do
used
that.
the cricket sound in a while, so I ought to. It's actually really good.
That is really good. Oh my goddesses, yes. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes. And I said, yes, I will. Yes, I will. I said in between tears. In between tears?
Yes.
She must have said that really fast.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes, 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 I will. Yes, yes. He took my left hand and placed the ring on my finger. Then he got up. We embraced and started to kiss. Then the other merchants yelled for us to get a fucking room. Now I knew I did not have to leave.
You didn't have to leave anyway, and he didn't have to stay.
Yeah, if those people depend on her, I mean, I don't know why they would, because I'm not sure exactly what she actually sells, because we haven't actually covered that.
She just said cloth, and that was all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing she's actually mentioned. Presumably she sells other things too, but I mean, for them to be counting on you and for you just to decide, oh well, got a hot dick, fuck you people. That's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, just like we were saying, he could have easily gone with her. Easily. Where was I? Hyrule was meant to be my home. We were destined to be together. Should I take the next one? Or should you want to take the next one?
Good.
All right, I'll take the next one, and then you get the next one, and then Kassie will finish up this.
Sure thing.
Summer finally arrived. Summer finally arrived. It was just spring when she got there.
It's been like a month, so now it's summer.
Yeah.
Are they going by in-game time or something?
And signs of spring were slowly fading. I was spending my days at Hyrule Castle, helping with the chores and making plans for my upcoming wedding. Why are you
Why
doing...
would you live in a wagon? You weren't staying in the castle. Why would you help with any of the chores? And they consider you a daughter, a part of the family. Why would you do chores? Unless you wanted to, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah. Link spent his days building a home in the Lost Woods for us to live in after we were married. I'd just like to point out here that for anybody that doesn't know, the Lost Woods are a puzzle in the Zelda games. And you typically don't want to go there because you will get lost. Hence the name, the
And
Lost
also,
Woods.
why wouldn't they just stay in Hyrule?
One wonders. One wonders.
Huh. Oh, that's me. I was excited
you.
about our upcoming wedding. I was marrying Link. I
Yes.
finally had the
You were
man I
marring.
fell in love with.
She says I was marring Link.
Oh,
And you
jeez.
certainly were.
Wasn't that a plebeian ritual?
Well, yeah, she had all her fingernail. Like, Chloe, no.
That's true.
Sorry.
She'd already marred him with her fingernail.
I know. Chloe's licking me. Stop it. I was marring Link. I finally had the man I fell in love with.
You've had him
He
several
was-
times, though.
Yeah, every 5 minutes. He was special to me, and he was building a home for us to live in.
You
A home for
established
us
this.
a home for us to raise our family in.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
yeah. Link told me he wanted to be a father, and that most of all he wanted a son. That jerk. That's kind of sexist.
Well, I could understand maybe you want one gender or the other, but I'd be happy with whatever child I got.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
you can think of it in your head, but you don't just say that. We talked
Yeah,
about
that's
having
kind of-
children together. Well, yeah, you have two to tango there, buddy. When I first started my traveling, I did not want children, but now that I was marring Link again, I decided I wanted to have children with him. This whole paragraph is like big redundancy. Having
Look,
children by him would be
It
strong
really
and
is.
beautiful, since Link was strong and beautiful himself. What
Not necessarily.
All right, so
look, okay, look. Just
they could come out looking like her.
if you don't want kids, you suddenly don't want to have kids as soon as you marry somebody. That's not how that works. You guys talk about it and you try to arrange, maybe a compromise or something about what one person wants compared to what the other person wants. That's kind of how marriages work. You don't just suddenly get married and want kids.
I think this author doesn't really understand how relationships work, how sex works, how
It sounds
having
like it's
children.
a teenage kid or something that wrote this.
Yeah, we
Probably
were talking about that, and I'd pointed out earlier when Cassie and I were just chatting that like someone who has had dreams more than once about giving birth probably has not given birth before. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that because it's not a pleasant experience by any means.
I mean, the outcome is, and the anticipation of the event is, but once you're actually giving birth, that's rather fucking painful.
Well,
yeah,
I'm sure
and I
the
mean,
the carrying process isn't much fun either. You're like farting and burping all the time, and stuff's kicking you. And
yeah, I was going to say that the process of being pregnant is not a delightful gay picnic. So
yeah, I used to burp when my mom kept telling everybody on the planet. So when she was pregnant with me, that if she opened her mouth, she would burp because I burped, and it would go through her.
The only thing my mother told me about when she was pregnant with me was she wanted, I think it was something, and I think onions. Like chips and onions or something like that.
That would be good. I want that.
that does sound good. My mother ate a lot of potatoes. My mother ate like massive ass tons of potatoes when she was pregnant with me, and I love potatoes. I will eat potatoes with extra potatoes on the side. So I don't
Well,
know
I
if that had
like
a-
chips depending on what flavor they are, but I don't like onion.
I love onions.
I do too. I didn't like onions when I was smaller. I had an aversion to a lot of strong tastes, but I grew to love onions. I adore onions now.
Yeah. I like red onions and Vidalia onions. Yellow ones
Yes.
are boring, but yeah, sweet onions and
Yeah.
kinds of onions.
I do like onion rings. Those are good.
Yeah, onion rings are wonderful.
Oh man, my mom and I went to lunch the other day, and well, we were supposed to go to lunch the other day. We went to this little diner type place in town that's supposed to be good, and I was feeling kind of upset stomach and stuff because I was in a lot of pain. And so I ordered onion rings, and they came and they were like incinerated. They were like
Oh
so
dear.
dark, and then there was just like one that was done the way it was supposed to be on top. And I was like, what is this?
Oh no.
Where did
If
this
we
one come from? And the other ones are all
if we put
burnt
this
to heck.
perfect one on top, they'll forget that the rest of them look like shit.
It was like clearly the bottom of the bag too, because it was all like pieces and stuff like that. There was like maybe
Oh.
3 whole rings, and the rest were just parts. So I sent those back.
Okay. Even my friendship with Princess Zelda and her father grew stronger when we told them about our engagement and that we were going to have children. Since
Well,
Zelda,
you plan
yes,
to have children. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have children.
and I don't know how this would make your relationship with your friendship with them stronger. They were already your friends, and I assume they'd be really supportive.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be so close as to be considered family, so
And
I'm
that's
not sure.
like a local hero, so I
Yeah.
don't see what the problem would be here. Anyway, since Zelda was not betrothed and had not yet wed, this was the closest thing to her being a mother and the king being
What?
a grandfather.
That's not even.
What?
What?
No, that makes Zelda their aunt. Not their mother, their aunt.
What the hell?
And sort of, I guess you could say the king would be the grandfather if he thinks of you as a daughter and would like that kind of title. Family familiar title, but whatever. Now that we were to wed, my life was almost complete. The wedding! It
Oh
was
God.
the day of our wedding, and I had been nervous all day long. The time to walk down the aisle,
Wrong aisle.
yeah, drew near, and I felt a rush of nervousness run through me. But I was not going to let that stop my wedding day. I was in the bridal chamber and with Impa and Princess Zelda. As Impa and Princess Zelda worked on my hair, why would Zelda be? Well, I guess if you're close to her, but anyway, I stared down at my dress, fingering the lacy design at my waist.
You know, one of the things that always kind of depresses me, kind of disappoints me, is when people when people act like their life is only complete as someone who is defined by their relationship to someone else. Like once they have this person in their life, it's almost like once they own another person and add that to it's sort of like the Borg, your distinctiveness will be added to us. But it's very depressing to me when I see people that feel like their life isn't complete unless they have someone else, in a relationship or in a marriage or whatever. And it's typically the same kind of people that go, "Oh, my wedding day is the happiest day of my life." Well, if that's the happiest day of your life, that means every other day must not live up to that. So every other day, by definition, is going to be less happy than your wedding day. So it's kind of a depressing thing, like saying, this is the happiest day of my life. Well, that's great and everything, but there's a lot left of it. So I don't know. This just seems like a very unhealthy outlook. This Jenna seems to be defining herself entirely on her relationship with Link, who she really hasn't done any development with yet. I mean,
Honestly, it seems to me more like this is just your stereotypical dream fantasy that everybody has before they actually grow up and figure out this isn't exactly how things work. It's
From
really
every
what,
Disney princess story.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and even the Disney princess stories had a bit more of a, I don't know. I mean, at least they had something. This just seems, I don't know. This just seems
Talking crabs.
distressing. What?
They had talking crabs.
Let's hope that doesn't result from their little interaction. That might be terrifying. Well, I banged Link and then we got talking crabs.
I don't need to know about your STDs there, Link. Or Jenna.
I can't hide them. They won't shut up. They keep singing in the middle of the night. I'm going out of my mind.
Was it
Maybe
you?
that's what's talking instead of Link, since Link doesn't talk.
Was it, Pushcho, was it you or somebody else that showed me like this thing about a talking dick? Or no, I think I saw this on that guy with glasses. I think Cinema Snob was reviewing this movie. Basically, it was a movie about a guy or a girl or somebody with a talking vagina, and he had sex with her, so then somehow it made him have a talking dick. So his dick would always constantly be talking. And then eventually he has sex with a woman or something, and then she has a talking vagina.
Sounds like Second Life.
Relevant, since the author here, keeps referring to the story as her second life.
Yes.
I went to a party at a club in Second Life one time, and somebody's male parts were talking to me, and I was like, nope.
That's not weird. Why would you think that would be strange?
That's pretty typical in Second Life.
Oh, wow.
I think it was your turn, Hushcho.
Yeah, it's my turn. I'm just getting up the courage.
Okay. Take deep breaths. It'll be okay. It'll be over soon.
No, it won't.
Well, soon if you want to count several weeks from now.
The dress was the most beautiful and the most expensive I had ever seen. Why does what it cost even matter?
Also, you're with the royal family. I would think they'd have very expensive clothing.
I mean, really, it can be beautiful and I don't know, I just don't see the need to say it was the most expensive I had ever seen.
Well, granted, if it was my wedding day or something, it probably would be the most expensive dress I'd ever worn, but price would be a factor for me, but I wouldn't get a dress. It's hard to explain because, I don't have a whole lot of money, so while I would be concerned about the price, that's not really what I bought the dress for.
Right, I mean, when she says it's the most beautiful, then, I don't know, it just seems to me that that would have been enough. It was the most beautiful I'd ever seen. We don't really care if it was the most expensive because, well, it's the most beautiful, and spending a lot of money on it doesn't really help us envision it because there is a lot that's expensive that looks like shit.
Yep.
And there's a lot that's cheap as chips but looks fabulous.
I have no idea what burned, but I can smell it now.
This is the story of redundancies, remember?
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's a good point. I should have remembered that, and then I wouldn't have had anything to say about it. The king had spared no expense when he lent it to me from his own wardrobe.
He lent it to you. Why would he do that?
Cassie.
Maybe he should just give it to you since that's
Cassie,
your freaking
stop.
daughter.
Cassie. I made that up. I made that up.
I thought it actually said that.
No, he didn't lend it to her from his own wardrobe.
Oh, had it made, not when he gave it to me. Okay. I'm sorry. I just... never mind. Sorry, I look stupid now.
That was amazing.
Caleb imagining stuff that doesn't exist.
He lent it to her from his own wardrobe.
Now, see, I didn't hear that. I heard he just lent it to her. And that's what I went off the deep end with.
You bastard, how could you lend her something from your own wardrobe?
I thought it was just something they happened to have in the castle, and like he just lent it to her. I didn't hear it from in his own wardrobe.
Oh.
Actually, that would make sense since he is also named Zelda.
Yeah, King Zelda. King Liza on the weekends. The king had spared no expense when he had it made.
Well, I would figure so, since you are the king and that is your dress.